So this table also you have to learn. Example, if you want to test ammonia gas, how you can test the ammonia gas? You can test with a red litmus paper. The red litmus paper will turn blue if the gas is ammonia. If you want to test a carbon dioxide, you will pass through a lime water. The lime water will turn milky. If you want to test a chlorine, you can test with a damp litmus paper. First, the blue litmus paper will turn red, and universal litmus paper first turn red and then it will bleach. Bleach means it will turn into white. If you want to test a hydrogen, you can test with a lighted splint. You can see this is a lighted splint. So it will give a pop sound. If it's oxygen, you will test with a glowing splint. It will burn or relight, or splint burst into flame. So these are shown, like example, if you're testing ammonia, you can see red litmus turn blue. If you're testing carbon dioxide, lime water turn milky. If you're testing chlorine, the litmus turn red and then bleaches. If you're testing both cases, both are chlorine, it can bleach. You can see turn white or first turn red. If you're testing oxygen, if you have a glowing splint, it will relight. And if you have a lighted splint, it will give a pop sound. So you have to learn these tests for specific gases, like example, carbon dioxide. For example, this is a test for oxygen. So if you are testing oxygen, you can see because oxygen support or help burning. So you can see with oxygen, if the presence of oxygen, the glowing splint, it will relight. Which shows that oxygen, as we know, it support burning. The second one is a test for the hydrogen gas. So first we'll produce hydrogen gas by reacting metal with acid. So this is a lighted splint. You can see if the hydrogen gas is there, the lighted splint, it pops this part. It will produce a sound also, a pop sound. Yes, you can mention hydrogen, test with a lighted splint, it will produce a pop sound. Then the third one, here is testing carbon dioxide with a lime water. First producing carbon dioxide. How we can produce carbon dioxide? By reacting acid with carbonate. Like calcium, marble chips are there or calcium carbonate. So as a result of calcium carbonate, react with hydrochloric acid. This will form gas. You can see fizz or bubbles. This is called a fizz or bubbles. Continuously bubbles are coming out, and these bubbles are due to carbon dioxide. And this carbon dioxide, he's passing through a lime water. So when passing carbon dioxide through a lime water, what we observe? We observe that this lime water will turn milky or chalky because of formation of calcium carbon. You can see the lime water will turn white here.
So lime water is calcium hydroxide.
Lime water is, yes, calcium hydroxide. Lime water is actually a mixture of calcium hydroxide and calcium oxide, because calcium hydroxide is sparingly soluble or partially soluble. So it's actually a mixture. You can
And when it
mention
reacts with the, sorry, when it reacts with the carbon dioxide, it becomes a
calcium
calcium
carbon.
carbonate.
Yeah, calcium carbon. That's
That's
right.
what gives the white color, right?
That's right.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
And then you have aqueous here. concentrated sodium chloride, as we discuss. If we have concentrated sodium chloride, so what will be the result? This contains sodium ion. He is doing electrolysis. It contains sodium ion, contain chloride ion, it contains hydrogen ion, and it contains hydroxide. It's a concentrated solution. So which negative ion will move towards anode? Chloride ion will move towards anode. And hydrogen is a less reactive, it will move towards cathode. So first he's producing the gas, the chlorine gas, by doing electrolysis. Electrodes are there. So it is producing a chlorine gas, and this chlorine gas, these are the electrodes. You can see the electrodes are there. One is forming hydrogen, another electrode is forming chlorine gas. And he tests this chlorine gas with a damp blue litmus. So first the blue litmus will turn red, and chlorine is having a tendency to bleach the litmus, like it will remove the color. So you can see the litmus start to turn. You can see the color is removed from the litmus paper. It shows it the chlorine gas is bleaching the litmus paper. Is it clear? There's also another gas which you have to test. Any doubt in this part, testing the gas? So you have to
No.
memorize, and there's also another gas which you have to learn. That's sulfur dioxide. A sulfur dioxide, this test for sulfur dioxide is acidified potassium dichromate. This is a compound which is dichromate 6. This acidified potassium dichromate 6, it is orange in color. So when we pass sulfur dioxide, what we will observe? We'll observe that the orange color changes to green. So if the solution changes from orange to green, this confirms the presence of sulfur dioxide, or this shows that the sulfur dioxide gas is released during this reaction. So acidified potassium dichromate, which will turn from orange to green. So this is acidified potassium dichromate, this part. And what happened when we pass? You can see the sulfur dioxide. Originally it was orange, but as the sulfur dioxide is there, it will turn into green. Yeah, there is a difference between a glowing splint and lighted splint. Like, as you can see, glowing splint, you don't see a flame, it's just giving you a light. Like example, say a simple example, a cigarette. A cigarette, it's a glowing, it's not a lighted, like you don't see a flames are coming out, but you see it is glowing and it is giving you, you don't see flames on the cigarette, you just see it is glowing. So it's called a splint, is also a glowing splint. A lighted splint means on a splint you can see the flames, you are burning the splint, so you can see the flames are there as well. So that's a difference between glowing and lighted splint. So this is about the discussion for today, like identification of the ion. So we discuss how to identify positive ion, how to identify the negative ion, and at the last we discuss how we can test the gases. So you have to basically learn and memorize these tests, and we will do practice of questions related to this topic regularly. So it will improve your understanding, and you can check whether you learn completely or memorize by practicing these type of questions. Any doubt related to the class today? Okay, so I'll end the session and share the recording with you.